1. Hello and welcome back to Just Another Football Podcast. The TLDR, if you just want to watch this first couple seconds and then not watch anything again through the episode, please keep watching, but is that nobody knows anything about anything in the world, and we're all waffling, and nobody knows anything in reality, and that's the reason why we are just a group of friends that like to watch football, and they are the professionals. My voice is gone. I have produced sounds today. Liverpool 1-7-0 against Man United that I haven't. I did things I haven't done before while watching a game. Like I was jumping around. I live by my own. I was jumping around like I was jumping up and down my chair. Like I thought I broke it, and I would have predicted the end of world hunger and the eradication of climate change before a scoreline like that. And it makes me think that this scoreline is slightly off. Like not slightly, it's completely off. It's like the Villa 7 Liverpool 2 scoreline. It's something like that. But man, that was sensational. That was vintage. That was vintage and then some. Like, that is one of the better Liverpool performances I have ever seen in my life in that second half. Oh man, Fergal and George, how are you guys doing? Chelsea won. Congratulations too. We're in a good mood here today. We would have loved to have Harry. He had to attend to family
I know
duties.
it was the full shebang. It would have been all good vibes.
Yeah, it would have been.
Just for context, I'm home back with my parents' house, and
This background looks familiar, I must say. This is bringing me some nostalgia there, Fergal. Yeah,
slightly different angle.
Yeah.
I'm just on my phone, but it's probably a similar audio quality to the original before I got a decent mic.
Yep.
And yeah, this was the Dundalk Champions League run background. Iconic. I might get Where's Wally out to really relive that moment if anybody remembers that.
Oh yeah.
Iconic niche moment. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm doing very well. My dad's a Leeds fan, so I've been giving it to him soft this weekend.
Yeah.
Especially after the last time we watched it together. We didn't watch it together this time, but I came home today, and I made sure to let him know that we had won, because we did.
Yes, it's a rare thing.
3-16, baby.
3-16, baby. George, how do you feel about this massive, monumental win that takes Chelsea from the depths of 10th place to the highs of 10th place, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, it's the only reason I'm here. You know, I'm only going to turn up to episodes where Chelsea wins, so I won't be seen very often throughout the whole of the rest of the season, I'm sure.
It's very good of you to admit that, George, because I think that was a conspiracy that had been started amongst the Jaffpod ultras.
Yeah.
I will.
Last week you ran away from Chelsea discussion after
there was a game last week. What?
I believe there was a game last weekend. I think there was, and you boys ended up not turning up for that dismal 2-0 defeat. It was an awful game where even Tottenham were bad and still won 2-0. And yeah,
sounds like a you problem, Ali.
Yeah, that sounds like a decade ago, really. We're moving on to greener pastures now, and you talk about sort of Liverpool, turning a corner. Late Champions League push, Chelsea? Why not? Why not?
If Liverpool win 7-0 against Man United, absolutely anything can happen. Everton can win the league for all I know. Yeah. Again, this result is actually possible. Like I don't think it actually like something is wrong. Something's wrong. I don't know what it is, but I'll take the 7-0.
The thing with the 7-0, and why I wouldn't be too happy as a Liverpool fan.
You wouldn't be too happy with a 7-0.
Is if it came against another side, like a Wolves or a Crystal Palace, it would have been we're found our feet again. We know how to play football. This to me seems like a big reaction. Like we're playing rivals, we have to win. Bang, and then you're going to fall back into old habits. So to me, it's an anomaly. It's going to be a one-off. Fingers crossed. And
I think that's fair. It felt like a lot of the goals were on the counter, which they're not going to experience with a lot of other games. There's going to be teams that set off them, but Man United were foolish enough to keep going at them. And in fairness to Liverpool, it was pretty clinical, ruthless.
It was. We scored 7 from an XG of under 3.
Well, there you go. That's the sign that this may not happen every week.
Yeah,
but you'll take it.
Oh, you take that. Yeah.
Obviously. But there are just so many things that are rare nowadays about Liverpool that happened, like and you are right in a sense that this was a reaction. This is as strong a reaction as can be.
Yeah.
To just a compilation. Just this week, we released a video, a short segment from last episode, where I was saying Liverpool need a complete rebuild of culture, like everything about their operation.
Foolish.
Probably, maybe. As I just said at the start of the episode, nobody knows anything. I don't know anything. I don't know how Liverpool won 7-0.
I tell you who knows something, Addy. Graham Souness. The man was training before kickoff.
Yeah.
Because he was saying it was going to be a big performance.
Yeah.
He had Roy Keane, Gary Neville, and myself all laughing at him. And who's laughing now? In the words of Nigel Farage, who's laughing now?
You're not laughing now, are you? No, that was abysmal.
It's close. That's close.
Nah.
It's close if you're grading it in terms of George's impressions.
Yeah.
From 0 to George impression was probably a 7 out of 10.
But that was that was brave from Souness, and he must have known something to come out with that outrageous statement before the game. He must have known something. He must have heard he must have known the players were up for it, because he was in a typical Graham Souness fashion. There was no holds barred. He meant every word he was saying, and it came to fruition. Roy Keane and Guy Neville look like two smug altar boys who have just dropped the Holy Communion all over the floor. I don't know where that came from. And maybe a pass my bit.
I am confused. Just as George looks.
Yeah, I mean, you would have.
I'm gonna have more holy wine.
More holy wine for Fergal.
Communication. You would have to say in regards to Souness, I mean, it's much like my predictions. Broken clocks, right? What was it? Twice a day, whatever the phrase is. I mean, I got that spot on.
Yeah,
which I'm happy with. So
good.
Better than my analogy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think, it's nice for Souness to maybe keep his job for another few years. To
keep his job.
Yeah, I feel like Souness is a bit like Yerry Mina. Like he was going into the last 6 months of his contract there, and he's just pulled that out of the bag, just a
thumping header.
Oh my gosh, what a start! Liverpool then. The wildest thing is that the midfield that started. Hold on. I have something. Something like the midfield. The midfield that started together today
stays together. No,
stayed together and won together. Loads. Every time they played, they won. I think, or something like that. Like they've performed really well with each other. I'm just gutted. I can't find it. I didn't save it as a bookmark on Twitter here.
It does feel well balanced. If you're thinking of them in their prime, it does feel like a really well balanced midfield. The issue is that Henderson and Fabinho haven't played as well as they once did, but today they were very good.
I'm glad that Henderson went back to the left, to the more conservative left-hand side of the Liverpool midfield, because that right-hand role was just not for him. At the start of last season, before Harvey Elliott's injury against Leeds, the Trent Salah Harvey thing, that triangle was clicking so well until he got injured, and they came back and they tried it again. It didn't work as well, and it's back. It's back, and Luke Shaw was lost by the end of the game. He was out of it. I don't know how he stayed on the pitch. Quite honestly, some of the behavior from Man United players was absolutely disgraceful. But we'll talk about that a little later.
I thought that incident with Shaw and Darwin, I thought the ref got that spot on. And maybe not in the eyes of the whatever the correct law is, but I thought he got that spot on for the game that it was. I thought it was I did think it was a bit of nonsense. Both of them had a wee go at each other. Nobody actually got hurt. Just get on with it, lads. I did think that was quite well done.
All right. So yeah, the midfield did feel very balanced today. Robertson got hold of the entire left-hand channel. Also, offensively and defensively, the average positions have Robertson and Gakpo and Salah as a 3 behind Nunez. That's how far advanced he was, and then Henderson was covering for Robertson pretty well. The news that came out this morning or yesterday, that Firmino is leaving, which was predictable, to be honest, followed by the Gakpo performance in pretty much the Firmino role, was very, very encouraging. So yeah, just nobody put a foot wrong. I don't know what else to say here. Nunez, congratulations! You've proved everybody wrong. You're here. You've arrived. 2 goals. Yeah. Oh my gosh! I'm at a loss.
Was there 3 braces?
So he scored a brace.
Salah, Nunez, and Gakpo. Did they all get a brace?
Salah scored a brace. Gakpo scored a brace. Nunez scored a brace, and
was it an own goal?
Oh, Firmino, of course. Yeah, Firmino. Yeah. So 3 braces and a goal by substitute. Woof. That fourth goal from Salah, by the way, that put him as the highest, the top goal scorer in Liverpool Premier League history.
Yeah.
That hit the other side of the bar, went in. It's from a position that we don't see him very often there. Today we saw Salah a lot in the middle, centrally, where he gets chances to score goals. We haven't seen that yet, and I'm just glad we did, because Harvey can go to the left himself and be supported by Trent and allow Salah to get into goal scoring positions, because left hand side creation wise is covered. It's good.
Yeah.
Thank the Lord. It seems like today there are signs of fixing things, but I'm gonna be cautious because again, like, I just don't understand how that happened today. I just don't. We won against Bournemouth 9-0, and that was another like freak thing. And then we all know what happened afterwards up to this point. So are we back? I mean, Gakpo seems to have nailed his role. Nunez seems to have arrived. Salah seems back in form.
I was going to say judge it on the XG, but at the same time, so you still got 3 XG against a very good Man United side.
Yeah.
So it's not like you've had 1 or 2 XG there, but you're not going to beat everything 7-0.
Oh no, absolutely not. And this is a result that won't happen again this season, I think. Again, nobody knows anything.
Yeah, you definitely can't write it off. I mean, have you played Chelsea twice yet?
No. The upcoming game's tough. Obviously got Bournemouth, but then you got Madrid, Fulham, City, Chelsea, Arsenal in the next, I think, the next 6 games. So
the schedule's pretty tough.
That's not an easy. Like Fulham is not an easy game to kick that off, and then I think you've got City, Chelsea, Arsenal in various in a row. So it's not.
You're right.
It's not. It's not ideal. But I mean that sort of win can certainly give you some momentum moving forward. It's whether you can carry it through Madrid and go from there.
Yeah, we'll see about the Madrid thing. What if we come back and win 4-0 at the Bernabeu? Just think about
it. You're dreaming.
I am dreaming. But again, we won 7-0 against Man United.
And Chelsea scored.
We're fifth. And Chelsea scored a goal.
Oh.
Just before we move on to Chelsea, that would have been a good segue. But can I just for a second acknowledge the greatest player in Liverpool history? My countryman, Mohamed Salah.
I thought you were going to say Loris Karius.
Loris Karius. Yeah, he had a pretty good game against Man United, to be fair. Yeah, the greatest player to grace a Liverpool shirt, and for a long time will remain the same.
He hasn't won the Ballon d'Or.
He hasn't won the Ballon d'Or, but do you think Michael Owen deserved the Ballon d'Or? It's a laughing stock for winning the Ballon d'Or.
I was more thinking about Kenny Dalglish.
Did Kenny Dalglish win the Ballon d'Or?
He won the Ballon d'Or. I'm trying to think if he won it when he was at Liverpool or if he was at Hamburg.
I feel like it would have been at Hamburg. Now you say that. Won the Ballon d'Or Silver Award in 1983. What? Kenny Dalglish. 5 greatest players to have never won the Ballon d'Or. Number 5, Kenny Dalglish. 1983 runner-up.
Did he not win something? Why? I thought he won. Maybe won Golden Boot or something like that. Definitely won something.
Liverpool has one of those in a record that is yet to be broken by Erling Haaland. Yet to be broken. It will be, but not now. Oh man. Okay, moving on. I could speak forever about this game, forever. But we got to talk about Chelsea because you guys scored off a set piece, but still, they all count.
Yeah,
and you won a game.
Of course, it was from a set piece. I'm so annoyed it's from a set piece. Havertz continually, just not scoring one-on-ones. It's just starting to infuriate me. But we look fine. We just look so limp in front of goal still. It's in reality, winning 1-0 against Leeds for a set piece is not it's not really.
It's not great, is it?
No, it's not. It's not. We don't look good.
I'm putting on my safety glasses for this one because we whenever I saw the lineup, I'm just thinking we're taking a step back here. We're not progressing. We're actually going back to what has kind of worked before, but kind of marginally worked before. It got us over the line. It didn't really make us look like title challengers. And I understand why Potter's doing it, but like we put a bet on us to win the Champions League, because we're after switching to a more pragmatic style, and it's a shit season in the Premier League. So
Yeah.
you know there's precedent there. But yeah, it was better, but we just lacked a bit of cohesion, as we always do in the final third.
Yeah.
There's a good few times we could have counter-attacked a lot better and just didn't click into place. And as you said, Havertz was he just isn't quite it in the striker position. But at the same time, I don't really trust anyone else in that position that's in the Chelsea team, other than maybe Broja, but he's out injured.
It's gonna carry on as the big topic of discussion in terms of what's missing. It's gonna be the striker until the summer window. I'm told Brendan Harrison did okay. Would you boys agree, disagree?
He had a shot that was half decent.
Yeah.
From what I remember. But I was more focused on Chelsea, so perhaps Brendan Harrison was brilliant, and he's unlucky to be on the losing side, Ali.
Yeah,
if it makes you feel better.
Glad to hear.
But yeah, we need to address last week. Apologies for not being on last week. I was in a pub, drowning my sorrows with luscious pints of Guinness. It was, and then watching the Newcastle United, had a lovely chicken katsu curry, last week was really frustrating because I didn't feel Tottenham were that good, and we done all right in the first half, as we always seem to do. We always look okay in the first half, and then just not seem to be able to follow through into the second half. And I don't know what Potter needs to do. I've sort of run out of thoughts. I feel like he needs a striker up front, which just feels so wrong that he, in the whole process, that he needs to go out and spend another 100 million or whatever it'll be on another striker, or perhaps bring 100 million striker back, which George would like. But that feels totally wrong. I don't think the board or Potter have enough good PR to bring back Romelu Lukaku and for it to go down well. So on that reason, I don't think it would happen. But yeah, it's just such a weird spot that we're in at the moment. And thankfully he got a win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to say, you guys, well, not you guys specifically, Chelsea, are underperforming their expected goals by 9. The 5th worst attack in the league after so Wolves and Everton combined. Wolves and Everton together 19 goals. Forest and Southampton together 20. Crystal Palace 21. West Ham 23. Bournemouth 24. And Chelsea 24. Leeds in 17th have 5 more goals than Chelsea.
Jesus. I was going to say, tell us who's better than us. So Leeds are better than us. Is there anybody else that's horrific?
Aston Villa
is better.
Had a terrible start to the season. And then Leicester City. Leicester have more goals than you. Leicester have 36. So 12 more.
That's horrific.
That's horrendous. Leicester actually doing okay, scoring goals. Leicester scored 36. They're just banging mid-table. Maybe not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're 8th. Eighth, yeah.
Well,
Eighth best attack. Interesting.
Scored the same amount of goals as Bournemouth. That is brilliant. That who are rock bottom, by the way. The good thing about Chelsea is that we are only 11 points off Tottenham with a game in hand. So top four is that not within the realm of possibility?
If you say it's within the realm of possibility, it would be
not?
as bad a shout as saying you're going to win the league in September.
Yeah. The problem is though.
I don't know. I think it's different because sorry, George. The target we're chasing down is Tottenham.
That is a bottle job and a half waiting to happen. The only issue is the only problem I do foresee is that we are actually really shit. Like we are really bad.
That's it.
Really,
that should be the end of the conversation, George.
No, but in terms of points, it's an achievable number. 8 points, obviously taking away the game in hand. Achievable number. I think that's achievable to turn around in
theory.
12 games, wherever it is. But we are like really, really bad. Yeah. So
the problem
we're also not competing with just Tottenham. We're competing with Newcastle and Liverpool.
Brighton, Fulham,
Brentford.
Let's be real. Come on,
Brentford have 2 games in hand on you guys. So Brentford have played 23 games and are still above you by a point.
Brentford. It's Brentford. They can't.
And they have a guilty striker.
Yeah.
And they have a guilty striker. That is right. The main source of goal scoring.
Allegedly.
Well, he's pleaded guilty, so apparently
has he officially pleaded guilty?
He pleaded guilty. It was leaked, although it should have been confidential. So he came out on Instagram and said this information should have been confidential, and it came out. And then I'll be asking for a
mistrial,
an investigation over that. But that's the last I've really heard of Ivan Toney. So I don't know what the update on that is. The interesting thing is, speaking of top four,
an £80 million bid from Chelsea for Ivan Toney in the
summer. Maybe. The interesting thing, the fascinating thing, is Liverpool. I don't know why I pointed to myself there. Liverpool are within 3 points of Tottenham with a game in hand. So top four is not only achievable, it's there. Like, win your game in hand. And it's right there.
It's not just there, it's there.
It's there.
You know, it's
there. My voice is gone, man. My voice is gone. Chelsea won 1-0 against Leeds. Arsenal won one of those games that show that they are going to win the title. Like one of those scenarios that tell you these are going to win it, man. This is a scenario they hadn't been exposed to before, where they go 2-0 down against rock bottom. Like, that is a weird thing. Goal in 9 seconds, second fastest goal in Premier League history. That's weird. Like, and it made the whole complexion of the game weird from the start, and it was just frantic. All of Liverpool's Liverpool. All of Arsenal's outfield players' average positions were beyond the halfway line. Like, that equates to when Man City in the COVID season lost to Leeds 2-1 in the last second. They ended up winning the league, but it was that sort of game.
Stuart Dallas goal.
Yeah, the Stuart Dallas one. It was that sort of game where they are just like on it, but they still conceded the second goal from a corner, and it was weird. But the response to that was sensational, and they ended in Reece Nelson. Like, even Trossard gets injured and comes off. Reece Nelson comes on. When's the last time you've heard of Reece Nelson? Do you remember that?
No, you've got that wrong.
Oh, interesting.
It was Trossard came off injured. Smith Rowe came on.
Oh, Smith Rowe came on, yeah.
And then was subbed.
Yeah.
And Reece Nelson came on.
Yeah, that is right.
Scores the winner. Now, he done very well. my gripe with him is that he's done one of the worst celebrations in an iconic moment.
I know.
Um,
I just feel like
I,
he didn't know what to do in that moment. Like he just didn't.
no,
He's like, what?
I feel like he had the vanity of imagining this moment before,
Huh.
and he's imagined himself doing some sort of cantina, pop in the corner, or going like, this is Nelson. This is,
This is Nelson.
he's trying to give it the big one, and then he's kind of bottled it a bit. Because if you really did know what you were gonna do, I feel like instinct takes over and you just run.
Yeah.
You do it for you do it
sorry.
Forrest Gump. You just run, and you run straight into the crowd, and and then everybody piles in on top of you or whatever. It was very disappointing. But that's just me picking holes, and it was a great finish.
No, you're spot on actually, and
I
to be honest,
so.
I think points should be rescinded because of it. Shouldn't count.
Yeah, I feel like maybe I'll give them 2 points for that win.
Lose a point because the celebration was bad.
Yeah.
You boys are clutching straws. So there was something interesting that I wanted to kind of propose. Since Trossard is injured and Reece Nelson scored that, what are you shaking your head about, George?
If you propose that Reece Nelson should start the next game or play, absolutely not.
Not should.
Absolutely.
Not should. But will he be seen as this cult hero? Figure?
What's wrong with Martinelli?
There's nothing wrong with Martinelli, but if you're not starting
he's
Nketiah. So yeah, I suppose Nketiah, Martinelli starts on the left and then Nketiah starts in the middle. But Nelson is going to get minutes.
I think I'd rather put Rob Holding on the wing.
Wow.
Look, it's an iconic moment, but he's not one of those players you want to rely on for 90 minutes.
I think that's him peaking.
Yeah. He should retire.
If he has a better moment than that, I'd be shocked. Like, he nearly should retire. Only for the that he'll be giving up with a whole lot of money. But like, if it wasn't for the money he'd be giving up, playing for another 5 years, whatever it is. I feel like it doesn't get any better than that for Reece Nelson, and it's a huge moment. Not going to take it away from, although it should have been a better celebration. But that's as good as it gets for a player like Reece Nelson.
Do you think so?
And I'm very confident saying that. The only better thing he's going to have is if he does the equivalent on the last day of the season for Nottingham Forest in the next couple of years to keep them up.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Yeah,
nicely, very, very well put. So the Premier League table looks like this: Arsenal 5 points ahead of Manchester City, who won in a very difficult game against Newcastle. United 49, Tottenham 45, Liverpool 42 with a game in hand. Newcastle 41 with 2 games in hand. But with the Newcastle thing, and this is the 3rd week in a row where I bring them up in some sort of negative way, and I'm not discrediting the start that they had to the season. I don't know where the goal comes from. The finishing against Man City was mind-blowingly bad. Like, just kick the ball. Like, there were 2 occasions where Joe Linton and Callum Wilson have the freedom of the 6-yard box. Kick the football, and you will just hit it anywhere, and it will go in. I promise. This is Ederson. It's Ederson. He has 100 clean sheets because he plays for Man City. He's not that good. as good as people like think, as he's perceived.
There was someone else that what game was it? And they missed absolute sitter after sitter. Was it on Saturday? I can't even think. Oh, sorry, that's terrible podcasting. There's no team on I can just see him missing chance after chance. Oh, Leicester, Iheanacho.
Really? I didn't see that.
Shocking. I like missing chance after chance. He missed like 2 headers 6 yards out, right on his head, no defenders about. I don't know what Iheanacho was doing. It was against Southampton. It's probably just the pure presence of Gavin Bazunu that put him off.
It's his aura.
It was his aura that just.
How have you got Bazunu in this? We're talking about this is not even the same week. It's.
Yeah.
You know, Gavin Bazunu got a clean sheet. You know, it's big day. Sound the klaxon. Bazunu. You know.
Yep.
It's huge.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, huge win for Southampton. That puts them into the dizzy heights of 19th. The relegation picture looks like. Oh, it's so tight. It's so tight. Wolves 27. Well, let's bring Palace into this. Palace 27, Wolves 27, Forest 26 from 25 games, Leicester 24 from 25 games, West Ham 23 from 25, Leicester 22 from 25, Everton 22 from 26, Southampton 21 from 25, Bournemouth, that late goal they conceded, the fact that they bottled a 2-0 lead, means that they are rock bottom on 21 points, 6 goal difference on Southampton. They are rock bottom instead of being 17th. No, in fact, 16th. Because they would have had 24 points. Level with Leicester if they had won that game against Arsenal.
Wow.
They would have been on 22 points, which would have put them on level with Everton and Leeds. But man, and you know what? That 9-0 loss against Liverpool way back when might actually hurt them because goal difference is playing a role here. They're minus 27. Southampton are minus 21. There's a big difference that'll keep being big because of that one 9-0 defeat.
It could count for 1 point easily come the end of the season.
It can. Liverpool as well. The goal difference is 19. Tottenham's goal difference is 10. That 9 goals is the difference between those two. And
the 7 today.
And the 7 today is massive too. Absolutely. Yeah, that'll play a huge role. Now we have the 3rd most goal difference in the league, which is just weird. It's really weird. This is a very strange season. This is not a normal season. And long may it continue. Season wise and how things are panning out. Honestly, this is fun. For the neutral, this is very fun and weird and strange. Yeah, I would prefer Liverpool had a better season than the season be fun for the neutral. But this is good.
I'm just gonna also say it. I prefer Arsenal to win the league than Man City.
No.
I've come to that conclusion. I think it's because I'm living in Ireland that the rivalry feels a bit less, but I'm kind of sick of Man City. And I'm actually happy if it's between the two of them. It's Arsenal that will win them.
George, you keep saying no. Let me ask you this: would you like Cheats to win the league?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. It means nothing. It means absolutely
it validates Chelsea.
Yeah. It means
Chelsea as well.
You're telling me you like so would you rather Everton to win the league that you could probably argue that they have cheated. But anyway, without the cheating of Everton or Man City to win the league, as they are in their current form, who are you picking?
Everton.
You're mental. You're absolutely mental. Crazy.
I'm also not for.
Yeah,
I'm also one. Don't want cheats to win the league. Two, I'm not from Everton. Like this is.
But
very
cheats
mild.
winning the league, that's fine. Like if someone
cheats winning the league is okay.
Yeah, I think that question doesn't quite hit us home as well for Ali, because Ali, do you know an Everton fan?
I know an Everton fan. I have a very good friend that's an Everton fan, actually. Stick piano. Love you, bro.
Which mental hospital is he in?
Yeah.
Oof. No, he's doing okay. He's swallowing the pain. He doesn't really like to talk about Everton. He streams on Twitch, so I'm on his stream.
Oh, well, that's why then. You know, if you have an Everton fan who doesn't like to talk about Everton, you know, it's if a tree falls in a forest and nobody hears it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No. He's kind of prepared for the worst. I feel like he's fearing the worst, but prepared.
No,
yeah.
Ali, I'm sick of Man City winning, so I can take. I also think it's good for Chelsea if they have like the blueprint of a very a slightly more sustainably run club winning the league, that they can go right. We don't have to sack the manager. We don't have to throw all the blueprints that we've done so far out the window. It will come to fruition because what we've done does make sense to some extent. Maybe not the money that was spent, but the people that have been acquired, managers, backroom coaching staff, players, they are good players, good people, and it just needs time to come to fruition. And yeah, I'm content with Arsenal winning the league, mainly because I do think this might be their one and only chance. And then I feel like a whole load of other clubs, like Chelsea, like Man United, Man City again, and Newcastle, are all going to come and just see them off. I do kind of see that being the case with the money behind those other clubs.
I would say you're acting like Arsenal don't spend. Arsenal have spent massively the past 3 seasons. Huge.
I don't know if they can do it continuously, though. I think that's the difference.
I think they're a massive club. They're backed by a billionaire. I think they're absolutely fine. I think, but I just can't deal with the fact of Arsenal winning the league. I just can't. I can't process that. I can process City winning the league. That's fine. That's happened. I can deal with that. It's almost like I'd almost rather. Actually, no, I don't know. I'd almost rather Tottenham get top 4 than Liverpool, because I know more Liverpool fans, probably more so, and the rivalry is stronger. So I do slightly get your point there, but no, I just can't see Arsenal winning the league. I wouldn't like.
I think after all that's happened with City, I think for the good of football, it's better if
potentially
if Arsenal win. But in saying that, I'm waiting for you know. Let's wait 5 years and let's hear the allegations Chelsea have had for this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All I'll say is, I just cannot look forward to the day when, if fingers crossed, Arsenal win the league. The episode after that is going to be sensational. Just to say. And Harry will be here, of course.
I don't think it will be. By the way, my mate Enda, if you're listening to this, here's your shout out. Enda does want to come on the podcast. Okay. However, he didn't express an interest in coming on the podcast whenever Arsenal were in the doldrums. So I don't know if I want to give him that that privilege.
Maybe he wasn't as big as a fan. Maybe he wasn't.
No. He's a proper fan. It's just that I don't know if he wanted to express his feelings on a public forum prior to them being title champions. And I also don't know if he'll even listen to this. So I don't know. I don't know if he deserves it. He needs to earn it. Whereas someone like Harry or some of the other Arsenal fans that have been on the podcast in the past, if they have earned it, if they want to come on and celebrate, they've earned it. They're more than welcome.
I will say on that, there are two people that will come on when Liverpool get fourth. Hopefully, that will be coming on because when we got fourth in 2021,
the Nat Phillips fan club,
the Nat Phillips fan and his good mate.
Oh no! Oh, I just remembered I'm not here that day. That is I can't do that one, unfortunately.
Okay.
I think I'm diagnosed with tonsillitis.
Yeah, it's in the calendar. It's in the calendar.
He's a shout out, Liam and Tom. You had that shout outs for free today.
Dumb and dumber.
What is
deluded and more deluded.
Liam. Okay, here's the thing. Liam, send me the Darwin Nunez apology form. I need it. That's all. The guy backed Darwin Nunez all the way through, and I stayed patient with Darwin up to a point at the start of this year, start of 2023, and I was like, no. You know how you went no with Mudryk? It's like no, it's not. He's not it. I felt that way with Darwin Nunez at some point. Then immediately,
would you say there's been an evolution of Darwin?
There has been an evolution of Darwin in terms of his role and his position, and his confidence. There's certainly been an evolution. Yes.
Has he even hit double figures in the Premier League this year? How is this a successful year for Darwin? It's not. It's absolutely not. I refuse to have the positivity just yet. If he goes on and he scores double figures, Mitrovic, who you said is going nowhere near 10 league goals. In fact, I'm pretty sure he said he wouldn't score 15 goals in all competitions.
I did say that. Yes, I did.
So, despite a brace against United, he might be on 10, but he might be on 11. But it's not a good season, is it? Really, for the money. But maybe that's a topic for another day.
But yeah, I feel like
season, and this is a long-term investment.
Haaland, he's got 27.
Haaland. We don't count Haaland. Haaland is
no. We did establish this at the start of the season. You can't judge other players based on Haaland because Haaland was just a cheat from the get-go. They got him for 50 million because of a release clause, which is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because he's worth at least double that.
We should have got him. We should have got him before Minamino. From the Salzburg Jesse Marsch class, we should have got Erling Haaland then. And I'm
you should have known. You should have known that a guy doing that well under Jesse Marsch. He should have known he was going to go right to the very top.
As opposed to Juan Hee-chan and who we were linked to as well, and Minamino. So, just to say, Darwin Nunez has hit double figures this season.
Oh, that's very good.
In the Prem?
No, in the Prem it's 6 goals.
6, and 2 of them came yesterday.
Well, yeah.
Today.
1, 2. As we record today.
All right.
He's evolving. It's a Darwin evolution. All right, let's go to the rest of the world. They have football too. Just not as good as the Premier League, is it? The tabs on Tammy is back, just in time. If we'd recorded earlier, we wouldn't have had tabs on Tammy for 2 weeks in a row. So it's a good thing we started late on this one. And they won against Juventus, 1-0. He was on the bench, I have to say. So that is a caution. Let's keep our eye on the boy.
No. I think you're missing the big picture, Ali.
Yeah, go on.
Tabs and Tammy, congratulations on having a newborn child.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And
So you
Mari
follow
Abraham
policies
is
better than me.
as far as I know. So congratulations, Tammy.
Yeah, massive apologies, Tammy. I didn't remember the full picture. That's poor from me. And that was definitely the reason he was on the bench. Congratulations on your newborn boy. I don't know how much it means. But they did win 1-0 against Juventus. So decent. They are still in fourth. They're still, they lost their last game, which was against Cremonese, who are the rock bottom of Serie A, and that win for them was the first league win of the season.
Cremonese sounds like it's like a team made up of it sounds like the Prison 11. Like it sounds like some Gotham City.
Sure. What's interesting?
I'm just imagining Bane at centre back.
Yeah. Their centre backs are called Ferrari, Bianchetti, and Vasquez. Wow. Just to say, they have a centre back called Ferrari, who had a 7.3 foot mob rating against Roma in that game. Cremonese, that was their first win of the season. They are still 19th and not 20th, because 20th place is Sampdoria. I don't know what the hell is happening with Sampdoria, but they apparently are doing pretty badly. They won 2 games. Oh, Cremonese got 9 draws. Okay, that's a decent number of draws then. Well, that's so yeah. Obviously, we know Napoli won the thing. Even though they lost this weekend, it's still 15-point difference. So whatever.
I think
who did they lose this weekend?
They lost against. Answer is incoming.
Lazio.
Lazio 1-0. Which is fine. Lazio are third. It's a tricky game.
There's now a bit of a separation between 5th and 6th / sort of 7th, i.e. sort of the top 4 races become a little bit more boring. But still 4 teams, bar Napoli, that can get the top 4, the other top 3 spaces. So should be quite interesting.
Bundesliga, Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund are now the 2 involved in the title race. Union Berlin, I'm afraid, are out of the picture. Largely, they're 5 points.
The same as so typically Bundesliga.
5 points, 2 games. Yeah.
Sorry, George.
5 points, 2 games isn't. It's not out of it yet.
Yeah, but their form though is pretty terrible. Like, they drew 0-0 against Cologne. Obviously, the 3-0 defeat against Bayern was huge. There was that massive win in the Europa League against Ajax, who are having a terrible season themselves. But then there was another draw against Schalke, so their league form over the last 3 games is draw, loss, draw. So it would be interesting to see if they pick that up and they pick that back up in any sort of way. I hope they do. I'm kind of rooting for them to win the league because it would be fun. They're a tiny team.
There's
go on.
There's also a fun fact here. Sorry to cut you off a bit.
Yeah, Harry. That's fine.
Dortmund, who Chelsea obviously play midweek for the Champions League, they haven't dropped points or they haven't lost or drawn a game since the 30th of November, and that wasn't even a competitive fixture. Do you know who that was against?
No, I don't know.
It was against Vietnam, the country. So the last time they didn't win was in November, I believe, unless I've missed something here.
No, December 10th they lost a friendly against Fiorentina 2-0. The last competitive fixture they lost was on November 11th when they lost to Mönchengladbach 4-2.
Well, they also lost to the country of Vietnam.
That's amazing. I don't remember that at all.
Chelsea's prospects don't look so great.
A form-based prediction here. I think Borussia Dortmund will go through. Yes. The form is just. So we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 win streak.
I'm still back in Chelsea because Adeyemi's out and the goalkeeper's now out as well.
And we also established that Chelsea are going to win the Champions League because their league form is awful.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be my prediction there.
The only thing we haven't done is change the manager in the sort of winter January period. So maybe that'll count against us in terms of Champions League, but it suits me.
Cool. Right. Speaking of Champions League and predictions and stuff like that, why don't we just very quickly talk about the upcoming fixtures? Benfica Brugge and Chelsea Dortmund on Tuesday. So Benfica are up 2-0 against Brugge and play at home. So I assume none of you are changing a prediction that Benfica go. Oh no, the three of us said Brugge are gonna go through because
we got on Scotty Parker's train.
Yeah.
And boy, did we have egg all over our face because that blew up. So yeah, Benfica are probably going to go through.
Yeah, Benfica go through.
I don't know. I'm going to just say Brugge still, but
just for the fun of it.
Yeah, why not?
Sure. Why not? Liverpool won 7-0 against Man United. Anything can happen. Anything. Chelsea scored a goal. Anything can happen. Yeah. Chelsea Dortmund. I assume you two are saying Chelsea then.
Yeah.
We're going to win the Champions League. It's written in the stars. It's going to happen. I predicted it would be like a Napoli style comeback, except the manager didn't get sacked. I think this result of the weekend just saved them from that coming to fully to fruition. And yeah, we're gonna beat Dortmund up.
The Wednesday fixtures: Bayern Munich PSG 1-0 to Bayern on aggregate. Tottenham Milan 1-0 Milan on aggregate. Milan are pretty decent form, 4 wins followed by defeat. So yeah, that's their kind of last 5 game league form. Who goes through? I'm saying Bayern and Tottenham. Somehow Tottenham are gonna like win, like let's say 2-0. Don't feel Milan this season. I don't know.
I think I said Bayern Milan in my predictions. I think I'm going to carry on with that. Both 1-0 up. Statistically more likely to go through because of that, probably. So yeah, Bayern to go through, Milan to go through.
All right.
I'm going to go Milan. I'm just going to stick with PSG. I'd imagine that's what my prediction was beforehand. Neymar's out because it's his sister's birthday, allegedly. / she's injured. / he's having fun. I saw a bit of, I think it was last weekend I watched Mbappe and Messi link up M&M, and it was incredible. They were linking up so well, and then in M&M style, they got one chance. Can they take it? This opportunity comes once in a lifetime, or every year, if you're a PSG. And I think this. I still back Messi, and especially, and Mbappe isn't a bad sidekick to have. So I'm going to go PSG.
Will PSG keep their composure, or are their legs going to turn into spaghetti? Had to get spaghetti in there. I don't know. It didn't work.
You should have said mom spaghetti.
Mom spaghetti, yeah, sure. Short King of the Week. I'll let you boys think about that for a second. And then I'm going to talk about the MLS for a little bit, because there's something that we mentioned last week that is an interesting follow-up, that the highlights are available on YouTube now. So if you didn't hear last week, the story was that highlights weren't available on YouTube for some reason. But now they're back on YouTube, so that's sorted. The problem now is that every single MLS fixture from this weekend was played on Saturday between the hours of 4:30 and 10 p.m. And I just spread it out a bit. I wanted to watch more games and definitely didn't get the chance to do so. So I don't think it's very smart, but that also happened. CONCACAF Champions League returns this week. Our Philadelphia Union boys are playing a team called Alianza. I don't even know where they're from. They might be from Costa Rica. But yeah, that's the MLS. Just so I don't seem like I've ran away from it, we did lose this weekend to Inter Miami. Thanks to 2 bangers, including probably an early goal of the season contender. But, had to acknowledge that just to make it, acknowledge defeats as well as I do wins. Short King of the Week, I obviously have my choice. But what are you boys going to go for?
I would have thought you were going for Martinez, getting his assist in Liverpool's win. I'm struggling. What boys? Sets do you guys have?
I'm thinking sort of maybe Phil Foden because he's just very good, isn't he? Like, how young he is. He's just tragic haircut, but still playing very, very well. I was going to go Reece Nelson, but then since you flagged up that celebration, and you can't do that to potentially one of the greatest moments.
He literally, this moment will not be remembered. He could have solidified his moment as one of the iconic moments in Premier League history.
Yeah,
but he balls up the celebration, and now it doesn't quite look the same as in the montages and all the other things. It's just not quite the same, and I feel sorry for him that he's had such a foolish moment, because it was a great finish.
That's just harsh.
It's not hard.
Yeah,
you've seen it. It's awful. I had to rewatch it because I didn't really fully understand what Fergal was saying. But oh my god, it kills all of the momentum of the.
Yeah, because he does that thing that's really annoying. Where in a moment like that, where he runs a bit and then stops and goes, guys, don't touch me. I'm trying to do a thing here, and then everybody ignores him and jumps on him, but it's in a really awkward place in the pitch, like near the halfway line where you get sort of jumped on, and so there's no real momentum to it all. There's no real satisfying pylon. It's just kind of him standing up, trying not to get hurt too much. Where in actual fact he should just either knee slid into the corner and everybody jumps on him, or he jumps into the crowd and goes ballistic. Those are your 2 options there. Pick one. You shouldn't have to think too hard. It should be just, I'm doing something mental because what a moment. But it's amazing that he's clearly thought, what would I do if I ever score the winner in a title winning season for Arsenal, and what will my celebration be? And he clearly had something planned out. It goes, guys, don't touch me. I'm back to the robot here. And didn't have a chance to do it. Whatever he's going to do.
Yeah. Well, my short kick of the week, you mentioned Lisandro Martinez there, Fergal. My short kick of the week is someone who ended his career, at least momentarily, and sat him on the ground. That's the man that broke the Liverpool record today, becoming the all-time Premier League goal scorer for them. It's 5'9". Mohamed Salah.
Is he?
The Egyptian king.
He's 5'9".
Yeah, yes, he is.
It would be, yeah.
He's 5'9". Like a Google search and the Wikipedia says he's 5'9". Celebheights.com, which I feel like would be less reliable, says 5'8".
Fair enough.
I feel like his abs add on like a couple inches.
Yeah, he obviously quite built.
It's very well built.
But yeah, it would make sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
The greatest player to ever grace a Liverpool t-shirt. The greatest Egyptian player of all time.
I'd say he's probably the greatest Egyptian Chelsea player.
The greatest Egyptian
Ever.
Chelsea player ever. That is
no,
factual information.
Romeu from Southampton. He's is he Egyptian? Maybe he's not.
Oh, he's
Romeu
Spanish.
is not Egyptian.
Spanish.
He's Spanish.
Why do I think he was? I'm an idiot. This ignore me.
Oriol Romeu is Egyptian.
See what? Wait, what's that? What's
I mean, look, I'm not
Sorry, guys. I forgot. Andre Schürrle, wasn't he Egyptian?
Yeah.
Sure.
What about?
I will say, I do stream on Twitch, and I stream a Egyptian save. I play with a team called Aswan, and I somehow found this Egyptian player, Borussia Mönchengladbach's youth system, I think, and he's called Matthew Kambala, and he is Egyptian, Egyptian French. So that was wild. So it does confirm to me that like very non-Egyptian or non-Arab sounding names can also be Egyptian too. We include everyone.
I completely forgot. I completely forgot Jose Boswinka, famously Egyptian. You know.
I'm sorry. I messed up. I'm sorry.
There you go.
I don't know why that even came in. Just embarrassed now.
That's gonna live on. That's gonna live on. That's gonna be a thing. Nope.
Jose Boswinka, King of the Week. Congratulations.
Okay. No, it is
short Pharaoh of the week. Mo Salah.
Short Pharaoh of the week. Yep. Liverpool legend, Premier League legend, football legend.
Yeah.
Have a brilliant week. On that note, have a beautiful week. I hope you thrive as much as I'm thriving tonight. But keep your eye out, because Liverpool winning 7-0 means anything can happen. Keep your eye out. Cheers.